Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan. If you didn't know, now you know. And today we have this kit from Saviland. SS Pro Acryl X Builder Hard Gel Kit. Now, when I got this, I was a little bit confused because I saw it said hard gel. And I know we did a hard gel kit that looked a lot like this, but they were in pots. And when I looked at the picture of this kit, it looked like a soft gel kit, so I'm like, what is going on here? So we're gonna open it and find out exactly what is going on here, because I'm not super sure right now. Are they making hard gel kits for Gel X? Guess we'll find out. Let's open it up. Alright, so this is what we have. It comes with instructions as per usual. But then it comes with more instructions and more instructions, I guess, because there's so much stuff in here. We do have some paper forms, as you do. We have a little hard gel brush with a flat square end and then a fine detail end for getting up close to those cuticles. We've got a buffer, as you always need. And then the alcohol wipes. But then we've got tips. So we're gonna definitely have to have a look at these. We've got the little mini lamp. Now there is this jar. It looks like this. It does say that it's hard gel. Let me zoom in. So yes, I guess this would be just like your typical clear hard gel. We have a dehydrator and a base gel, also known as a foundation gel. We've got the primer and the top gel, also known as top coat. And then we've got these three bottles. It looks like pink, nude, and white. And they say X Builder Nail Gel. So my best guess is it's builder in a bottle, but is it hard gel? It says ultra hard. So maybe? It says for ideal nail apex. I want to get up on this, maybe y'all can see it too. So it says strengthen natural nails and create perfect apex. It's got the ingredients and it says, you know, store out of direct sunlight, cure with UV LED at least 48 watts, and discontinue use if irritation occurs, but it doesn't say if it's hard gel or what the removal would be. I might be able to find that information in the instructions though. We did also get this, which says adhesion nail glue gel, so I guess this is just your typical soft gel nail glue. And then one of these drills, of course. So, I mean, I guess that's what's in here. It's everything you would need to do a set of nails. And even the, like, builder in a bottle comes in colors, so if you just want something plain, even more so everything you could possibly need. We are going to do a set of nails with this. I have to take these off. I don't know which ones we're taking off, but it might be both. We'll find out. But we're going to use these tips. We're going to have a look at what we've got here. We're going to use what's in here. And then we'll make an assessment. So let me get all of this area cleaned up and get at least one of these off. As you can see, I've already lost one of the paints. And we'll do some nails. Okay, so I also have this. So this is the Magic Insta Press-On Nails Remover pen, and we're gonna try and get these nails off with this. I have tried some nail removers here recently and some work better than others. I tell you, the Saviland spray one works really well, but I'm hoping this one will be even better. So here's what it looks like. It's kind of like a cuticle oil pen. I think this might be either for twisting or it's a button or something, but this end has this like sharp point. It's covered by this rubber cap, and so that you can shove this up under the edge and squeeze the remover under there. to get it off, let's zoom in so you can see these ingredients. Okay, so here are the ingredients. You can read them, but some of these I can't pronounce, like that one. Isohexadecane, whatever that is. Now, castor oil and vitamin E are pretty standard in these things. Warning, press dispenser multiple times and use on a cleaning pad post nail removal. Perform a skin patch test before use. Avoid eye, mouth, and skin contact. Keep away from children. Obviously, there's no way to not get this on your skin as you're squeezing it up under your nails. 10-second removal. I'm skeptical, but we're gonna try it. Okay, so I took the paint off of both hands. We'll just remove them both. And then I also want to time how long it actually takes. So I'm gonna put this up here. Well, let me turn it this way. So that'll keep track of the time. And we're gonna try and remove this one just because that's gonna be the most sensible in viewing. So I guess let's prime this. It does say to press the plunger down a couple times until it starts flowing, which makes sense because you have to do that with cuticle oil products too. I can see it. There it is. It just came down. Alright, so let's start our clock. Unlikely it's going to be 10 seconds, but I'm going to use this to go ahead and try and start lifting this edge. Okay, we got a little lift. Let's squeeze some in there. I'm going to try and squeeze some on this side too, if I can get it up under there. But let's see if it helps to rub some of that around there. Squeeze some up under there. You know what? Actually, I mean, it's not 10 seconds by any stretch of the imagination, but it's off. 40 seconds. That's not bad. I dare say I'm actually very impressed. The other one wasn't even that fast. I feel like it was like 2 minutes or something. Now, there is glue residue, so that'll need to be buffed, but that is really no problem at all. I am very, very impressed by this. I would say if you wear Gel X style soft gel nails and you want to be able to remove them quickly and easily without damaging your nail, try this product. It is magic. I will say, compared to everything else I have used up till now, this is the best one. Let's go ahead and knock the other ones off real quick. This one's on here particularly good. I can't hardly get up under the edges. I might have to let this one sit a little bit more around the edges to try and get it to start lifting up. I can see that it is. Not on this side though. There we go. Now this one's starting to come away. There it is. Perfect. Okay, so I've got those cleaned off. We did a little buff to get the remaining bits of glue off of there. So we're good to get started. We're gonna use the things that came with the kit. And I actually opened this up and it says it's 4-in-1 nail glue. It says tip adhesive, base coat, rhinestone adhesive, and slip solution. I would never use these products for slip solution. I find it really weird that they suggest that you can, but we will use it for adhesive. We're gonna use the base and top coat that came with it though, because it came with it. So let's start with the application. So first we need number 1, dehydrate, and then number 2, prime. I am gonna be doing both hands, so let's just go ahead and get that on there. Now after you put on a dehydrator, you do want your nails to actually look dehydrated. They should look dry. and crusty, so do not be alarmed if they do. That's just the way it's supposed to be. Now, primer is a sticky substance, so once you get this on here, you want to make sure you don't touch anything. And it is recommended that when you're putting on a primer, you do it generously and do a bit of a scrub motion, because that helps you get the product to push up in the cracks and crevices in the plates, creating a better and longer lasting adhesion. There we go. Now we'll give that a moment to dry, and then we're going to go in with our base coat. And with base coat, you want to put on as thin of a layer as possible. We don't want to size our tips out until we get our base coat on, because that may affect the size that you end up using. So just feeling this and having a look at it, I think the consistency is liquidous enough that it will be easy to use and get it to cover the nail bed fully, but thick enough that it doesn't just drip off. It's not watery. We should be able to spread that well. So I did wipe off the excess onto the neck of the bottle, but there is still more excess as it runs down, so you can always wipe again if you need to. And again, get this as thin as you possibly can. We don't need to build bulk with base coat for absolutely no reason. This is just to create adhesion between your product and your nail. I am going to go ahead and pop this in the lamp for a minimum of 60 seconds. Okay, so we've got all that on there, and I did wipe it off with a lint-free wipe and some alcohol. I don't like my base coat to be sticky while I'm trying to function. So let's see what we've got in here. All right, so we have a 0, and it looks like up to size 11. So that would mean actually there's 12 sizes. All right, so have a look. See, so I did get the medium coffin. They did have a few sizes to choose from. I will have this kit linked below as well. It's from Amazon. And here is the Apex. That's actually a really great Apex, and that's something I've noticed about Saviland tips is they come with really high apexes, which I appreciate, because as a person with a deep C curve nail, when the nails are flatter through here, they don't go down the sidewalls as much as we would need to, but when they have more space up under here, you're able to get them to go down further and could possibly even partake in the lazy girl method. I have not yet, but it's possible. So it looks like this is how the 0 looks on my thumb. I don't believe I have particularly large nails or fingers, but it does go all the way down. I do want to compare this to a 1 though. Okay, so we've got us a size 1 here, and I can feel as I put it on, it is a tighter fit. I can feel it on the sides, but it looks like that actually also goes all the way down, and it's fitting through here. So I think that's probably the one I'm going to go with. I don't like to choose a size that's too large when it doesn't need to be. Just make sure nail beds look wide, but I think this is a good fit. And if the cuticle isn't the shape that you prefer, you can always use a hand file and shape it so that it is. I actually like to thin out the cuticles, so we're going to do that as well. And then let's just look at the structure real quick. So when I give it a little squeeze, it is flexible back here, and up here it's a little bit stronger. It's not super hard though. It's still flexible up front, which may be why this is designed to use with a builder gel. To keep it thin, it does have to be a little bit flexible. We need nails for both sides though, so let's check and see if it also works for this hand. And there's a bit of a gap on this side. It might need to be sized up for this one. So that's one of the things, is you want to check both of your hands when sizing out nail tips. You can't just assume they're always going to be exactly the same. And it looks like this one's actually a better fit for over here. Let me go ahead and get tips out for all of my fingers, and then we'll come back. Okay, I've got all my tips sized out. We're going to use this Saviland flower lamp. I like it because it's motion activated, And it has 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 60 seconds. We really only need the 10 seconds because we're doing a little flash carry thing. I think only the 90 seconds actually is motion, which is whatever, I guess. But let's go ahead and get started. So there's a little bit of variance. Not all of my sizes were the same from hand to hand, but some of them were. So that's all right. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do a little pinchy pinch back here on this one. It is so soft, so it'll be really easy just to make sure that that curve is nice and tight. Now, typically I will take a hand file and thin this out, but I feel like these are thin enough that it's gonna be okay if I don't. And I'm gonna try and get them on straight. Not that that is my strong suit, but we're sure gonna give it a go. And then we'll stick them up under here. So we are going to go with the 4-in-1 nail glue that it came with. Let's check out this consistency. Okay, so I can already feel just from moving it around that it is a bit of a thickie. It's kind of like a builder gel thickness, which I appreciate. So it won't be super runny, but it is flexible enough that it should cover underneath here completely. Keep your glue away from your lamp. Now I am going to go mostly down the middle, not all the way to the edges, because mine typically runs down the edges as well without me having to paint it all the way to the edges. And if I do, sometimes it'll squeeze out. So hopefully that will help prevent that from happening. With a glue like this, if you don't have enough, you can always scrape it off and add more. And that's one of the things that I do like about it. So I'm actually going to hit the 30-second light because we're gonna have to get it lined up afterwards. So we'll do 30 seconds. I'm gonna come up here. So I'm gonna put that on. We're gonna look at it, slide it back, and roll it forward until the glue goes all the way up to the free edge. Then we're gonna put it up under here. So we did end up with about 15 seconds of cure time, which is totally fine. I'm actually gonna lift this up a little bit. I had a hard time getting up underneath it. And looks like we got it on there pretty well. I did get a little air bubble over here, unfortunately. What you can do though is you can use like a fine precision tip nail glue and just stick it up under there and fill that in if you would like, or you can use a brush and shove it up under there. But really, it's not that big of a problem because it is open to the outside. If it does get moisture in there, it should be able to dry. Or you can always just file around this edge because it is, you know, thick here. You can thin it out by filing and get down to that anyway. So that's not a huge concern. Now, is it straight? I don't know about that. It doesn't appear to be super straight, but we're gonna try and make that look straighter when we file the shapes. So let's go ahead and put the rest of these on. Well, I did get a little bit that squeezed out over here. I'll have to file that down. All right, so we've got this hand on, excuse me, lamp. The gel is not super even at the ends of the nail tips. Some of it kind of went to one side more than the other. And then we got a little bit of spillage we'll have to clean up as well. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw this lamp, or this hand, in the big lamp for 60 seconds. So now I've got both hands on. I'm gonna take a hand file and we're gonna go around the edges and crispen. So this is a great time to get off any spillage that may have occurred down the sides. Now, if you have any across the cuticle, you can also get that off with a hand file, or you can go in with a cuticle bit and a nail drill if you need to. I don't believe I got any on my cuticles though, so we're really just shaping up these edges. I want a crispy coffin, so I'm gonna try and get my corners nice and sharp. All right, so that's pretty much what I'm gonna do as far as that. I'm gonna come back once I finish all the fingers though. Okay, so I've got them all shaped up, and here's what we're gonna do next. I'm gonna take this top coat. I'm gonna put a layer of the top coat underneath so that it can create more of a seal where the glue meets the top coat, and then also it makes it easier to clean them. So like, you know how sometimes when you do tips like this, you get something up under here of a color and it like sticks to that glue that you've got under there, but then it's just forever under there. This helps with that a little bit and makes it to where you can kind of like wipe it out to get it clean. Now, it's not the easiest thing to do, I will say, and I definitely do recommend wiping the edges because you really don't want it to just be thick up under here. That is the thing that I'll do with each of these, and then I'll cure them. There we go. Now let me do the other hand real quick as well. Okay, so now it is at this point that I'm gonna go wash my hands because they're dusty, they're sticky. I've buffed the top of all of these. So once we get done washing, it'll be time to go in with some of that builder in a bottle. I'll be right back. Okay, so we have 3 colors of builder gel. I wanted to have a look at those real quick. So this one's the nude, and it is definitely a nude. It's sheer, I like that. I like my nudie, basey colors to be kind of sheer. I feel like it makes it look more natural. I do like that one. We've got this pink one, and it is pink. It still falls into that nude base family, but it is more pink than the nude. So if you prefer a pink, this one is the better one for you. And then we have a white, and it is a milky white as expected. It has that sheerness like the others, so that is perfect if you're looking for a milky white. You can even do a milk bath nail with something like this. Boy, which color shall I choose? I was gonna go for the nude one, but now I'm thinking maybe I should go for the white. That way it just give it the most even playing field, but also it might look weird if there's any peekaboo. So let's just do the nude. We'll do the nude. Now, this is a builder in a bottle, so you can use it to build up structure or you can use it for an overlay. Either is totally fine. These nails are not super long, so we don't need to build up a lot. I am gonna try and drag most of this off in the bottle because we don't need a bunch. And then I'm just gonna start painting it on, starting down here at the end and working my way up. You can always do more layers, but I want to start by just getting some on here. And I don't want to put it on too thick and then have my edges like a wall. Okay, so I think that's a good layer. I'm going to wipe the undersides and then let's examine. And from this angle, it doesn't look terrible. Now, presumably this will also do a little self-leveling, so before we stick it in the lamp, we'll hold it upside down to let it smooth off a little bit. We don't want it to get round, so that's one of the things you gotta look for. So here at the tip, you wanna kind of check that out and make sure that it's not just fat down there on the end, which is something that typically happens to me, and it looks like it is attempting to happen. Let me get the gel on all of them and then we'll go back and smooth that off, because there's no point in trying to fine smooth it right now when it's just going to shift around. Okay, so I've got some on all of these nails, and let's have a look, see how they're all doing. I think what I'm going to do is just give it one little once over going downwards. As you can see, some of these actually have a good amount of product still on them, especially this one. So you want to get that off. That's too much. These seem to be a little bit better. Okay, so I'm gonna hold these upside down for about 10 seconds. And then I'm going to stick them in the lamp. I'll do the thumb after. Okay, so I did do 2 coats. They're a little bit thick, So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back and re-crispen our sides. Just hit it a little bit. We don't want to file too much off, we just want to straighten it up. And then we'll also hit it all with the buffer across the top so that it looks a little better. Got them shaped up and buffed out. They're feeling real good. So we're ready for top coat. And again, we're going to use the one that came with this kit. And this is another item that I like to go as thin as I possibly can. Don't want to build up bulk, just shining these up. Alright, and then 60 seconds for those. There they are. I think they look pretty good. They almost give off like a natural nail look, which is interesting. I'm okay with that. They feel quite strong. I did just do 2 coats, not like any extra efforts to build, but I think they look great. We are going to go in with this Saviland Lavender Cuticle Oil. I really like this one. It has a very strong fragrance, which is something that I prefer. I don't like it when you can only smell it when you're right up on top of it or it disappears right away. But my fingers are very, very dry, so we're going to put a bunch. Now, I don't think it's going to be necessary to get photos because it's not like we did any nail art, but I am, again, going to leave the links in the description for this kit. I wish I had a discount code, but unfortunately I don't. It is just an Amazon link. Now, I do have an Amazon storefront now, so definitely go and follow that. I post things in there for you to be easily able to find, like the things that I use most often, or things that are good for a particular thing. Like, so there's a post in there that's everything you need to start nail stamping, and then everything you need to start doing nails, you know, just like some general starter items. So go ahead and check that out. I also put the things in there that I use for my recording. Now, that can be different for everyone, but if you are beginning making nail videos and you don't know exactly what you want to do or what you might need, it could be helpful to go and check that out. And I will be putting little shoppable videos in there as well that go along with these types of products that I test. So if you're curious about any of those products and you haven't necessarily seen a video for it, there might be a little one over there, so go check that out. Also, if you have not been made aware yet, if you haven't seen it, we have made it to monetization and we are able to have channel memberships. So we don't have ad revenue yet, but we do get channel memberships, and there are 4 levels. Each level increasing in perks, with the first level being $1.99 a month and the highest level being $9.99 a month. But the first 3 levels are pretty close in price. The last one just jumps because it gets more perks. But definitely go check those out and see if any of those are perks that you would be interested in. There are things like members only chat room, members only live streams, posts that go out to members only in between. I figure I'll use those for things like updates and what I'm working on, sneak peeks, that kind of stuff. So definitely do check that out. Sign up for one of those memberships if you would like. I will definitely appreciate it, of course. But that's really it for this video. You guys know the spiel. Thank you for all of the things. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure that you hit that like button if you like this video. Make sure you are turning on the notifications if you want to, and leave me a comment. The algorithm thanks you, and so do I. And I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.